What's up, guys? CEO here with the third attempt at this stupid fucking team builder. This is gonna go really fast because I only have like 5 minutes before I gotta leave for work. But this week we are going up against the Detroit Darkrais, coached by MDS MVP. All the links will be down in the description below. Top 6 for the Pokemon that I'm expecting him to bring, but honestly, he has a really fucking scary team this week. Xurkitree Lopunny is a very scary offensive core. Porygon 2 and Skarmory are pretty good walls. I don't actually know if Skarmory or Araquanid's gonna come, so I put Skarmory down there, but I actually kind of expect it to come. But they're very good walls with good recovery. Mimikyu's a good late game sweeper or good special defensive tank if he really wants it to be. And Arcanine's a good bulky offensive Pokemon, also with good recovery actually. I don't really have time to preview everything else, but those are the 6 I expect him to bring. I prepared for everything. Getting into it, he doesn't have an electric immunity, and his only electric resist is actually Xurkitree, who's not really the most bulky. So I'm bringing Tapu Koko Life Orb and kind of just going to spam it as much as I can. If you're wondering, I can't actually invest 252, or I can invest 252 in special attack, but it doesn't actually do anything at level 50. Like it's the same if I invest 248 or 252, unless I go modest, but I need the speed to outspeed Salazzle, so that's that, I guess. Taunts for Skarmory as well as Xurkitree. Skarmory so it doesn't set up hazards and stuff, and Xurkitree so it doesn't tail glow in my face and destroy me, which is what I'm really scared about. But anyway, moving on, we have bulky offensive Marowak. I have Protect on here, hopefully to get a cheeky Protect on a Lopunny trying to high jump kick me because it has Scrappy. I'm probably not going to go for it against anything else because it's kind of risky against anything else. But it's there if I need it, I guess. Knockoff's a pretty spammable move against his team, especially if he doesn't bring Beware or even Muck, I guess. I don't know. I prepped for everything this week because honestly there's a couple different team compositions that he can make that make perfect sense. The team up top is the one that I was probably most scared of. Like, it was a collection of the 6 Pokemon that I brought, but he has a lot of different team builds that he can have that all make a lot of sense. So like I still kind of expect a Alolan Muck to come, even though I brought it on the bottom, I guess is what I'm getting at. Stealth Rock is free, literally, if he doesn't bring Skarmory, because it just does chip damage to everything. And even if he does bring Skarmory, I'm probably going to try to set it up just so I can get a free switch into stuff. And Earthquake's just good neutral damage. Next up, we have Resto Chesto Bojack. I need to run calcs when I get home tonight before I battle to see if Heavy Slam or Rock Slide is better, because it's a decision I've been trying to make all week, and even in my last attempt at my team builder I like switched it back and forth like 3 times, but then my computer crashed, so I guess that was my computer saying just stick with Heavy Slam for now. Heavy Slam is better coverage against Minior and Mimikyu, but I did actually invest enough in this to speed creep Araquanid and currently have no way to hit it really, so that's my main reason for wanting to switch out. I need to keep close combat to Oko Lopunny, because this thing's also EV'd to be able to take anything from Lopunny and kill it back. And Earthquake's just good coverage against the rest of his Pokemon. But I'll still need to see if I want to run Heavy Slam or Rock Slide when I get those calcs done tonight. Next up, we have Trick Room Magearna with Fairy Z. Like, his team has a couple of slow Pokemon, but they're not really slow Pokemon that I'm necessarily concerned with Magearna, like, being completely destroyed by, I guess. I should underspeed most Araquanids, especially if he does what I expect him to do and kind of speed creep me a little bit, which is kind of why I went the opposite direction with Magearna here. So I can definitely see him trying to speed creep me, so I decided to go bulkier, I guess. Trick Room is a good late game sweeper, mainly if I can get rid of threats like Araquanid and Beware, because then I just pretty much outspeed the rest of his team. Fairy MZ Flare Cannon is amazing. Like, it has the strength of a fairy type Draco Meteor, actually a fairy type Devastating Drake, I guess, without the special attack drops that Flare Cannon normally has. So instead of going to -1 after Soul Heart, you actually get a +1, which means that you can normally spam another Flare Cannon, get to neutral, and then spam a third Flare Cannon before you're actually having any drops. If I opt to not have the drops, I have Flash Cannon too, which still does a ton of damage and also hits Mimikyu. The more I'm thinking about it, the more I really want to change Rock Slide, but I really need to make sure I'm not fucking myself over for Minior if that happens. Heavy Slam for Rock Slide on this, by the way. Next up, we have Scizor, who's actually, I think, like the same set as last week with different EVs. I don't normally run the same set back-to-back, so I'm kind of hoping that catches him off guard. But I just noticed that for the most part, this set seems to work well. I had something over U-turn until my practice opponents kept bringing Arcanine, because Arcanine pretty much just 100% hardball Scizor. So if he brings Arcanine, I'm going to expect it to switch into Scizor pretty much every time, so I can U-turn out and hopefully set up the rain, and then probably double back out because I need to check and see if he has Wild Charge. But anyway, I also wanted to point out that I did speed creep this to outspeed a speed creeping Araquanid, which is something that I kind of had to worry about a lot because Araquanid's scary to my team, and it should pretty much OHKO with Aerial Ace. I think I need a little bit of prior damage on it, but it should be okay. And finally, we have Wakanberry Pelipper. Pretty much max defense with enough special attack investment to be able to guarantee the OHKO on Lopunny. If he's like some weird bulky Lopunny, then I guess it won't guarantee the OHKO, but I don't expect him to be bulky Lopunny in any universe. I expect him to be the super threatening, hard-hitting max attack one. Defog's there if Skarmory gets out of control with setting up hazards, and I don't really control it that well. Roost is there to preserve longevity because Pelipper actually does do a decent amount of damage with Hurricane to most of his team. Circuitry's kind of scary to it, but that's okay. And U-turn's there in case I need to get out against said Circuitry, pretty much. I really wanted to run Scald on this set, but I just didn't, frankly, have the room. I could potentially run it over Roost, I guess, but Roost allows me to preserve the longevity of this. And I guess I'll go ahead and point this out now if you're curious. Pelipper is designed to OHKO Mega Lopunny from full. It can switch into Stealth Rocks and take a Thunder Punch from Lopunny in the rain and in electric terrain and still live. It doesn't live well, but it lives. And that's all I needed to do because it guarantees the kill with Hurricane. I have to tech kind of a lot against MDS's tech that he's going to be presumably bringing against me. He's a good battler, and he definitely knows his way around bulky offense, which I guess is why I'm preparing so much for as if I would be counter-teaming almost myself, I guess. But yeah, I don't really have enough time to keep talking about his team, unfortunately, even though I want to, because this is the third time I'm doing this, and I'm now running late. So have a good day, guys. Battle will be up pretty much right after this, I think, but please watch this one first. See you guys later. Bye.